Hey everyone, how are you? It's been 2 weeks since my last chemo treatment. Um, the treatment itself went over pretty well. I um, I got my treatments in the chair, and I always get that Benadryl as a pre-med, um, and so I end up sleeping most of the day away. So that's a good thing. Since you saw me last, yes, my face has gotten a bit thinner. Um, and I know that could be concerning, but I want to share. I've actually gained about 20 pounds in the last 2 weeks. And for some reason, in the last week, I've really seen some shed from my face, and hopefully it's coming back on, and we'll see that rectify itself. So I'm, um, I'm really proud of the fact that I've been eating and weight is coming back on. So that's a really good thing. I have chemo tomorrow. Um, I think chemo has helped with my belly a little bit in terms of the small bowel obstruction. There was that belief that some of the tumors in the obstruction were cancer related, and that and that the chemo would actually zap some of those so that things could start moving better. And they seem like they're moving a bit better. I'm still having some stomach pains and needing to be cautious of what I eat, but in general, doing much better. So I'm happy to report those things. In terms of what I'm learning, first of all, thank you everybody for your well wishes for Thanksgiving. My dreams came true. My whole family came, my side of the family, to the house. It was always my dream to host Thanksgiving. And so my entire side of the family came to the house, and we had done some construction on the house in the last year or two. And so we were able to house everybody, and they made an amazing meal. And so that actually felt really good. And I was really happy to have everybody here. It was very emotional, but beautiful too, and emotional in the good ways, right? Just like, we're doing this and we're together. And my older sister and brother-in-law came from Germany, and my dad and his girlfriend came from North Carolina, and my younger sister and her husband and family came from Philly, and my brother from the area. And it was just lovely to have everybody under one roof, celebrating and being thankful together, especially during this time when I have so much to be thankful for, and also lots I'm nervous about too. So there's that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is what I'm learning right now. Well, what I've been observing over the last couple of weeks is how I'm watching on television, how God and the universe are showing me things that I hadn't really seen before, almost as a way to remind me, not so much like how much worse it could be, but that there are, this is not the only path, right? And it could have gone a whole bunch of different ways. So, for example, I have these bags that I think I showed you guys for my kidneys, to drain my kidneys. And because of them, my kidneys are functioning optimally. So that's really good. And that's a blessing. They're external to my body, and they can be really cumbersome and uncomfortable. But I saw something where a woman had kidney failure and kind of what she had to deal with. And I was like, whoa. So, thank goodness this was in my path and I didn't have to deal with all of that stuff. So it's things like that I've been noticing, that I think God has been showing me, universe has been showing me. And I want to flag that for each of you, because, I think all of us have tough things that we're going on in life right now, whether it's financial or emotional or whatever. But could it be worse? I mean, we all know the answer is yes. And so when you think about war-torn areas in this world right now, or people who can't find food, life could be much harder. So I want to just make sure that I leave you guys with this concept that that I'm learning, which is it doesn't feel good, and it's not exactly what you want to have happen. And so have the emotion you need to have, and process it the way you need to process it. But know, know this is your path, and there are alternate routes that we could have taken. So thinking about and being blessed with the path that you are on, which is not always easy. Secondly, I want to just talk about visual and kind of how we look. This past week, I really, like I said, shedded so much of my skin on my face. And it's crazy because my body has gained like 20 some pounds. So I'm not really sure why that's happening, but it's almost like the weight is filling up from the bottom up. And I was afraid to do this video because, I know many of you will be worried about, how thin I am, and, do I want a video like this out there? And I just thought, well, my goal for each of you and for this channel was to be honest about where I'm at when I'm at that place. And so I made the decision to do that. Hopefully that all supports you guys and you can feel good about that. I want you to know that I'm very connected to my doctors, and, we're telling them what they need to know. Like I said, I have chemo tomorrow, so they'll weigh me and get to see where I'm at. But like I said, 2 weeks ago, I was 20 pounds less, 18 pounds less than I am now. So I'm very appreciative, and I'm eating what I would say pretty decent meals. Even Thanksgiving, I had a pretty good sized plate. So, put some perspective on this skeletalness of my face, and know that this is part of the healing. And, if I can do this and put this out there, be gentle with myself, or try at least, where can you be gentle with yourself? All right, everybody. That's all I have for now. I'm a bit tired, so no other big things to mention. Holidays are upon us, and happy to say I've got our trees up, and it's starting to feel like Christmas around here. So that's a really good thing. All right, everyone. I will talk to you very soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks post chemo. All right. Be well now.